So I was getting ready to pack up my stuff and I found myself starting to feel a little bit anxious. And I thought it was pretty interesting because I'm somebody who really tries not to collect material things just because I feel like energetically it just kind of like clogs the system up a little bit. And so, in a way, I try to be a little bit of a minimalist. And so as I'm going through my things, I'm finding myself getting anxious, and I just wanted to pause for a moment and make a video because I wanted to share a little bit of my life, a little story time, I might say. And so I really haven't shared at all about my life, but the way that I ended up in this specific apartment is that I had moved across the country to be in a relationship that ended up not working out. And actually, I think I talked about this in a previous video a little bit, but so I moved into this apartment and it really became my safe space. Um, and I really didn't have any furniture at all. I didn't have anything. Basically, my apartment was empty because I moved across the country and all I had were like a few boxes and some kitchen stuff. And I'll never forget, I was having a conversation. Willow's digging again. Are you done? Are you done? All right. So I was having a conversation with my therapist, and I'm telling you, literally every time I want to make a video, she's just always digging and trying to get comfy on the couch. So we'll just give her a moment here to get comfortable. So I will never forget, because I was in therapy pretty regularly when I first moved here. It was very difficult for me moving across the country and not really having any friends or family, and just the sheer shock of moving across the country to a place that's completely different than where I'm from. I really struggled a lot with homesickness and just getting adjusted. So I was in therapy in anyways. So my therapist, I'll never forget a conversation that I had with her, and it was right after I moved into this place, and she was asking me if I'm doing anything to kind of make this place feel like home. And I was like, "Well, no, not really. I don't have anything." And she was like, "You don't have any furniture? Anything to sit on?" I was like, "No, not really." So at this time, when we were having the conversation, all I literally had was my desk, my office chair, because I was working remotely at that time, and my bed. And she's like, "You should probably get some furniture." And I really, really didn't want to. I really didn't want to collect anything because I had no intention of really staying. I knew that I didn't really want to go back home just because I have grown so much spiritually and as a person, as you know, as a whole. Since I've moved here, I've grown so much, and I wouldn't redo any of that. I don't regret moving here or anything like that, but I didn't really want to accept that this new place would slowly become my home, my safe space. And eventually it did. And so, fast forward, as you can see, I have some things behind me and I've collected some things over the years. And now that I'm getting ready to move into a space that I'll be sharing with my significant other, it's important for me to kind of let go of some of those things. And I hadn't realized over the years that I was, in a way, collecting things, I guess, to fill a little bit of an emotional void, because being in a state or any point in the world where you don't have any friends or family becomes very lonely. And so I've collected some stuff over the years and now I get to let go of it. But it's been a little bit of a process for me. And today it's been bringing up some anxiety because I guess I've just grown a little bit attached to this stuff. But when I sit down and think about, do I actually really need it? I really don't. I don't need any of this stuff. But for whatever reason, there are parts of me that are attached to these things, and so I'm working through that. I get to work through that today as I clean out my stuff, and as I'm releasing things, I do find that I'm like starting to loosen up a little bit energetically, and I feel a little bit more free. So I know that once I get moving, it'll be a good thing. But right now, I am finding myself procrastinating, hence this video, and stalling a little bit, but I just wanted to acknowledge these feelings. I don't know if you've ever experienced that either, where, and actually, I think it's pretty normal now that I think about it for people to become attached to things, but today I'm just kind of questioning why. Like, why am I attached to these certain things? And so I'm moving through that, and I'll be donating some stuff and just throwing away some stuff. And I know that I will feel better in the end, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about this and share my journey so that I have something to look back on in the future. But that's all I have for you today. If any of this resonated with you, please feel free to share it down in the comments. I know oftentimes people can feel so alone in these experiences in life, but oftentimes I think that a lot of us can actually relate to a lot of the things that all of us experience every day. So it's important to talk about. So if you can relate, please feel free to share with me in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.